Good afternoon, members of the media, and indeed, the listening audience. I wish to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Phil Rogers, Director of the Bermuda Weather Service, who will provide the detailed forecast, and the presence of Ms. Rosanne Francis, representing the Disaster Risk Reduction and Mitigation Team. At midday, I chaired a meeting of the Emergency Measures Organization Executive, which is the body that brings together government, essential services, and our key partners to ensure that Bermuda is ready to respond to any potential threat. The focus today was Hurricane Erin, which is a large system currently in the Atlantic. Erin is not forecast to make a direct hit on Bermuda, but it will come close enough to bring tropical storm force winds, hazardous surf, and dangerous seas. And so at this point, I'd like to turn it over to the Director of the Bermuda Weather Service to share the latest storm forecast. Director?
Thank you. Update on Hurricane Erin. Currently, Hurricane Erin sits 637 nautical miles southwest of Bermuda. Current winds are 120 nautical miles. It's Category 4 storm, 140 miles per hour sustained. We're expecting Hurricane Erin to head up to the northwest, turn to the north, and then heading around Bermuda to the west and northeast of Bermuda on Thursday. The closest expected distance from Bermuda will be Thursday night at about 310 nautical miles, so a fair ways from Bermuda. On Thursday, we're expecting tropical storm force winds to affect Bermuda, and that should continue on for about 24 hours from Thursday morning into Friday morning. One of the larger effects from the hurricane will be an extended period of swell. We're expecting swell to get up to about 10 feet today and grow over the next few days, reaching about 20 to 24 feet of swell beyond the reef on Thursday. That's about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Rogers. As the director indicated, winds will strengthen on Wednesday, and on Thursday, Hurricane Erin will make its closest point of approach some 310 nautical miles to our northwest. Today, yellow flags are flying along our South Shore beaches. Red flag warnings are likely in the days ahead, which means absolutely no one should be in the water. From a public safety standpoint, it is critical that the public check the weather conditions before entering the sea. And in particular, surfers, swimmers, and boaters must resist the temptation to go out. The waters will be very dangerous and lives will be placed at risk. I must be absolutely clear. Although Hurricane Erin is not a direct threat, this is a powerful hurricane, and it is the first time this season Bermuda will feel the effects of such a system. We must use this storm as a timely reminder of the importance of being ready. Now is the time to review your household supplies, check your hurricane kits, and make sure your property is secure. All preparations must be completed by late Thursday morning. I want to address complacency. Too often, when storms pass at a distance, people believe there is no need to prepare. That attitude is dangerous. We must guard against complacency. I urge every resident to treat Erin as a serious test of our preparedness for the season ahead. Do not wait until a storm is on our doorstep to take action. In terms of operations, let me provide an update. At this time, there is no flight disruptions. However, the EMO is in close contact with the airport operator Skyport to ensure safety and continuity of service. Marine and Ports is working with cruise lines, and changes have already been made to itineraries in the interest of passenger safety. The Liberty of Seas call scheduled for August 18th and 19th has been canceled. The Norwegian Jewel, which arrived today, will depart tomorrow, August 18th at 6 p.m. The Carnival Sunshine, scheduled for August 20th and 21st, has been canceled, as has the inaugural call for the Norwegian Aqua on August 20th. The Vision of the Seas call, originally set for August 16th and 17th, had already been canceled. Bus services will remain running on a regular weekday schedule for the rest of the week. Ferry services on the Orange route to St. George's will be canceled beginning Tuesday. The blue, pink, and green routes will continue as normal. At the same time, I want to reassure the public that Bermuda will remain open for business. The causeway will remain open. The airport will remain open. Government offices will remain open. The Bermuda Tourism Authority is in constant communication with stakeholders, and there is no expectation of disruption to our wider tourism services. The EMO will reconvene on Wednesday to assess the situation again. If the track of Erin changes, we are prepared to meet sooner. We will continue to update the public with the latest information. Rest assured, the government is prepared. The EMO agencies are prepared. I am asking you, the public, to also be prepared. Together, if we take this opportunity seriously, Bermuda will be ready for this hurricane season. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you very much for your fulsome remarks. I would like it to turn it over now to members of the media. Listen, it's fine, you can stay. And then we'll have Siku.
Thank you so much. Elisa Bernardo with Bermuda Broadcasting. Thank you for your presentation. Now, I understand that what was noted in the forecast, we are going to expect tropical storm force winds. Can we estimate what kind of wind speed that will be, or what effect that might have on the island?
Typically, it's 30 to 40 knots, which is 35, 45 miles an hour.
Okay. And Minister, given that you say the island will remain open for business, does that mean that there will be no kind of shelter open for vulnerable persons?
No, we will have availability for shelter as well.
Okay. And where will that shelter be?
Is it? Yeah.
That's Cedar Bridge.
Cedar Bridge, okay. And are there any particular areas that are more likely to be at risk from the tropical storm force winds, given that the storm's path is heading kind of northwest?
Director, can I just ask you to stand at the podium to share that information?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speak to the mic.
No, it's a pressure gradient that's broadly away from the center and is growing in size. So the pressure gradient across the island is going to be very similar. There's not going to be any specific part of the island that will have higher winds, except for those exposed areas and higher areas. Definitely higher up areas will get higher winds.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Alyssa. Siku, I think the microphone can make it to you. Yes, it can. There we go.
Great, perfect. Good afternoon, Sekou Hendrickson with the World Gazette. Thank you again for meeting with, for bringing us out and keeping us informed. So we understand that the strength of Hurricane Erin has changed, fluctuated quite a bit over the weekend. Went from, I think 2 to 3 to 4, down to 4. If the strength of Hurricane Erin does change, how will this affect the plans going forward? Will we have any idea of when these changes might potentially happen, whether good or bad? And if so, how are we planning to respond there?
Well, the Bermuda Weather Service is doing a great job monitoring the size and severity of the storm. They continue to keep the ministry updated, and if the Emergency Measures Organization needs to be reconvened for emergency decisions, we will do so.
I think at last check with the Bermuda Weather Service, it was, I think it said that Erin was likely to come down to a Category 3 by Thursday. Is that still to be expected, or are we still looking at a Cat 4 until then?
As it moves north, it'll be 4 today, tomorrow, but then it'll definitely by the end of tomorrow starting to weaken, and it'll be down. As it moves to the west, it was 3, As it moves well to the north, it'll be down to a 2. So as it moves north, it'll steadily weaken because of different influences on it. It'll steadily weaken.
I see. That is really everything. Thank you very much.
But it'll be a big storm physically.
Mhm.
It will become a very large storm.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Right, Minister, do you have any closing remarks regarding safety and ensuring that persons adhere to the advisories?
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to echo the sentiments that I said earlier, in that I just wanted to encourage the entire country to be prepared. This is, as we said, a large storm, and we shouldn't take anything for granted.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, members of the media, for attending, and thank you to the listening and watching audience. That concludes today's press briefing.